Hi guys. I woke up this morning after a very very scary dream, and I wouldn't call it a nightmare. I would simply call it aspects of my shadow self coming forward in the astral realm or the dream realm. Um, and it kind of like sparked this this need for me to talk about something with anyone who needs it right now. Um, I want anyone who's watching this right now and anyone who, anyone who needs it to know that the spiritual journey is intense. And I don't want to say that to scare anyone, and I don't want to say that to ward, or like push anyone away from this kind of work. But it's intense, and there's many times in your life that you can awaken. Oh, many, many, many times. um, and I went through my my first spiritual awakening last year about this time. Um, Before that, as some of you may know, my mom introduced me to the Buddhist temple in our area. So when I was growing up in high school / I think the end of middle school, we were going to Buddhist temple every week, and we were meditating every week for at least I think it was an hour we'd meditate, or 30 minutes. So these concepts aren't new to me, but when spirit calls you to come do the work, like it's a different experience. So I say all that to say my first awakening was last year around this time, and I'm going through a new awakening now. I'm at the point where, my Instagram is growing, my YouTube is growing, my business is growing. I'm able to help so many people on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and I'm able to, grow my brand and grow in that way. And as I help other people, I help myself. But also with that, as I help other people try to navigate life, I shine light on things that I haven't touched on, that I need to work through myself. And lately, the work has been calling me, and I've been resisting. Shadow work is hard, especially when it's things that we don't want to admit, when it's things that, it's hard. It's just hard. It's hard. Just like inner child work, shadow work, and that kind of work is intense. It can be very intense. And spiritual awakening, I think, goes in it can come in different, as I said, it can come in a couple different waves. I think the first wave is a lot more happy. It's a lot more like, oh my God, I'm so happy to know that I have spiritual guides. I'm so happy to know that everything happens for a reason. I'm so happy to know there's all these tools I can use to help myself. And then the second awakening comes along, where it's more so, okay, now that you have all these tools, what are you going to do about it? Are you actually going to use them? Are you actually going to go inward? Are you actually going to, do the work? Are you actually going to improve yourself from the inside out? Are you actually going to take accountability for the things that you've been doing? Are you actually going to, recognize the karmic cycles that you have brought upon yourself through your own actions? Are you actually going to start seeing all these truths that you've been reading about and watching YouTube videos about? And so it's beautiful, but it's hard. It's hard, and I do believe that my dreams lately have been a physical or a mental, I guess, however you want to put it, you know, wherever we go when we dream, manifestation of a lot of parts of our minds. And a lot of times it can just be us traveling in the astral realm. But I do think some dreams, especially for me, are just simple manifestations of things that I've been pushing down and pushing down and pushing down. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for these things, even though it's stressful to have dreams like that. I'm grateful that it's being brought to the surface more and more. I'm grateful that my guides are guiding me. You know, throughout it all, they're showing me the way. They're showing me what I need to do. They're showing me where I need to improve, and I'm so grateful for that. You know, it's just hard. And I want anyone who's watching this to know that it's okay. Like, it's okay. It's okay. We're all in this together. You know, there's plenty of videos and there's plenty of resources, you know, when it comes to therapy and these things that can help you along this journey. So you're not alone. You're never alone. And I also want to talk about friendships. And I truly do believe that everyone is a physical manifestation of different aspects of ourselves, especially because this reality is so malleable, which I've talked about in my last video. So it's been hard for me in the sense of losing people that I thought would always be in my life, but I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm not only grateful for them leaving my life because they are old parts of myself that I've shed, that I don't want in my life anymore. So why, if what they represent in my life is something that I no longer associate with and I no longer want to associate with, why would I want to keep them in my life? So is that simple fact. But, you know, it's hard. It's hard dealing with it, you know, especially when you've been friends with someone for, you know, 4+ years and they've been with you and they've been helping you. But at the same time, you have to release, you have to let it go, and you have to realize that everything happens for a reason. I was going somewhere else with this, I forgot. So it's hard. It's hard. It's hard losing friends, especially when you start going on your spiritual journey and you start living your truth. A lot of people are going to be intimidated by that. A lot of people are going to look at you sideways and know that that's only temporary. Even if that temporary is a year, even if that temporary is a couple years, it's only temporary. Because the more that you vibe on a high frequency, the easier your soul tribe or the people who vibrate on that same frequency of you they're gonna come to you. So it's okay. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So like I said, I'm thankful for to be losing these people, but I'm also so thankful for people that have come into my life because my spiritual guides have led me to them. For one example, there's a woman on YouTube, or no, on Instagram, who I love. Her Instagram is Omi and Maya. I've learned so much from her in these couple months that I've followed her. She has been a extremely positive force in my life and my journey to discovering what I want to do with my newfound outlook and power when it comes to, you know, candle work and all those kind of activities. And so I'm thankful for her because, you know, she does readings, and she sometimes, well, the times that I've gotten readings from her have been on live. And the first reading, you know, it's always on point. And I do thank her. I thanked her directly, but I'm going to thank her again, you know, because I know that my guides, I'm developing a stronger connection with my guides, you know, every day, every month, every week. But, you know, with her abilities, she's really able to clearly hear them. So she's delivered some messages to me from my guides that are so, like, completely on point, completely, like, it would blow your mind. And so the first time that she read me, she talked about how I'm going through a point in time where I am letting go of, or people are leaving my life who I thought would always be in my life, but my guides are telling me that that's all in the plan, and it's supposed to be happening for a reason, and that I should celebrate it. And that's just so beautiful that, you know, I was going through, and I still am going through, a dark point where I'm not losing like tens of thousands of people. I'm just like maybe 1 or 2 people in my life just falling out of alignment with me. And, you know, I thank her for clearly communicating that. But yeah, if you ever feel alone, if you're ever feeling lost, know that you're always being guided, that your guides are always surrounding you. And we're all going through a similar transition, a lot of us, in a lot of different ways, but a lot of us are transitioning right now, and that is because the vibration of the planet is shifting. People are getting more and more interested in this kind of content, and that's great. And because of that, you know, we're starting to awaken. A lot of us are starting to awaken. And with the awakening process comes the shadow work, comes the inner child work, comes, you know, looking inward and really figuring out what's going on here, what's going on with me, what have I been suppressing, what can I release. And we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves. And it's okay for you to go through a dark period of time. Know that in the darkness awaits the transformation. Yeah. In the darkness awaits the transformation. So I just wanted to make a video about kind of like a benchmark. Now I'm coming around my 1-year anniversary of my spiritual awakening, and it's bringing about a lot of different challenges for me. It's very intimidating. It could be very scary in a lot of different ways, but I am so grateful for it because I know that this is all for my betterment, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for my creator, God. I'm so grateful for my angels, for my ancestors, for my spirit guides, for everyone who's helping me through the situation, and I know that in the darkness awaits the transformation. So yeah, hope you guys all have an amazing day, an amazing week, amazing night, amazing morning, and know that it's only up from here. Bye guys.